Okay, so man, I feel like we've got some really interesting topics today, and I love when shit gets juicy because I feel like not only is that when like the truth can come out, but also I feel like we're finally getting to some perspectives that we've never really heard before, and that's important. Okay, so I feel like I just want to contextualize this for a second. I watched Foreign Man in a Foreign Land, the beginning of his video. I didn't get all the way through it. I was just so inspired to like talk about this because I've actually covered it on this channel specifically because I do think that I'm in a very interesting place. Like, as a person who grew up in California and went to like the University of California, there are so many Asians there, but and so growing up, and I grew up Buddhist, and so I was very familiar with like Japanese culture and white Asians. Like I grew up around like literal like white Asians, paler Asians. It's kind of hard. It's like Japanese and Chinese people. Those are like more wealthy Asians, right? Who are whiter, and then you have like browner Asians, like Indians or Malaysians, Filipinos, right? So there's like a literal class distinction where like whiter Asians have more money and browner Asians are more poor. But specifically in the Indian community, they have something known as the caste system. The caste system is very old and is very prominent, and it is ingrained in the way that this particular racial group of people see themselves and understand the world. Now, the the caste system is a form of socioeconomic racism, right? And specifically, I mean, there's a lot of Asians who are anti-black, but amongst the Indian community specifically, they have an anti-blackness that is it's distinct and it's peculiar because like they are people of color, and I'm not really sure like they've experienced a lot of colonialism, but I don't think that any of it was ever really about black African people. So I'm not I struggled for a long time to understand like when do these Asian people come in contact with African people, like what has been the tie, because like I don't know, I don't think a lot of African people were moving to India, and I don't think there's many Indians in Africa. So like I'm missing it. Like it would almost be like if I would just start to have like a vendetta with lions or something. It's just like I think some lion populations are going extinct. But like I'm not a lion, you see what I'm saying? Like I don't live amongst any lions. Like I know what a lion is, but like not enough to be like political about lions. It's not comparing Indian or black people to an animal. I'm just simply saying the differences between like black, like Africa's a continent, right, that has the black people, and then there's like America, okay, that has a lot of like racial problems with black people. But then there's India, which is like a part of Asia, and it just doesn't have anything to do with Africa or America. So I'm just really confused how Indian people got on the racism bandwagon, but it's fascinating. And it's also the reason that I am anti-immigration, anti-Indian. I would never in life vote for Vivek Ramaswamy, and Kamala Harris is not black. Kamala Harris is actually Indian and a part of the Brahmin caste. Do with that information what you would like, but it is political. And if you are a black woman and you see yourself in her just because she went to an HBCU, that's bullshit because all of the history from her class is anti black. Like her parents, most likely anti black. Like you can go watch The Foreign Man in a Foreign Land, who did a much better job of talking about kind of this topic. I've actually made some videos which I'll include in the link in the description box here, where I talk about like colorism in the Indian community. I think I read an article by Mindy which talked about how she got on television and realized for the first time that she was ugly. Like there's the reason that this is a topic that has come into my purview in my actual life is because I care about literacy and education. And so when I was looking up documentaries on Netflix to watch about education, I found one. Um, it's called like my shit. Let me find it. It's a really good documentary, basically about these poor Indian kids in India, who they create this like school. Um, wait, so Netflix documentary. It's like poor Indian girls school. Daughters of Destiny is the name of the documentary. So I guess it came out in like 2017, but yeah, it was watching it was fascinating to me because it really showed what like how the caste system plays out in life for these girls. They were talking about how their life chances were so slim, you know, how they would probably not become much. And like what that means, and it was very sad. Listening to foreign man in a foreign land talk about how his college roommate really said to him, like, my father told me don't intermix with niggers because they will take you to jail with them. It struck home for me because like I'm very familiar with Asian anti-blackness. Like it's what I grew up around, especially in young adulthood. And I think like some of you guys have just never experienced it. And so it seems like especially when people like to talk about diversity and they think they put up these pictures. People always like to talk about the Google CEO who promotes like immigration like nothing else. Like this is the Silicon Valley people, the Elon Musks, the Google founder and shit. They love talking about immigration. Oh, immigration this, oh, immigration that. Immigration is so great. Immigration has made everything great. The reality is that like if these people were so great, they would have been great in India and I would need to know their name. The reason that they're actually become great is because they've used their privilege, okay, that they've gained in India over all of the other people who were there, and then capitalized that with like certain opportunities that were created really for Americans, and then turn that into global investments that they are using to make money in lots of parts of Asia and a ton of parts of America. And the racism that they grew up with and that they believe didn't die. All it did was just kind of it's been amplified, like in the same way that they've stolen privilege from those places and then gotten it amplified here. Well, now they can bring their like qualitative beliefs in with them. Like if you actually go talk to black tech workers, which is something I'm very familiar with, you will listen to quite a lot of stories of anti-blackness from Asian coworkers, Asian managers. It's really bad. When people are talking about like leaving tech because of anti-blackness, it's coming from white people, yes, who have kind of some of the Karens have addressed their microaggressions, but now we're getting like international anti-blackness. It's coming from the Latino community, it's coming from the Indian community, it's coming from the white Asian community, and there are no examples in the entire society of us ever getting along, and there won't ever be, because as we get older, more and more black people are going back to Africa, and the content that you actually see coming out, Tyla, Arya Star, all these are just African. Even Elon Musk is an actual African person. Like you're just literally seeing African people from Africa coming over and succeeding, and it's kind of it's doing this really fucked up, strange thing where it's like, wait, I don't understand. I thought all the blacks were awful and they were talentless and we hate Africans, but now like Africans are winning. And then it's people in America who are being like, well, we don't understand. If the black people from Africa can win, why can't the black people from America have anything? Racism. Racism. Structural racism. It's like you really want to feel like it's something else, and it's really easy to believe it's something else. We're doing better. No, we're not. We're not doing better. We actually have gone. We're at a place right now where we're way worse. way worse than we were, which is ridiculous because time has moved forward. Like, we actually have the infrastructure, the knowledge, the theory. We have everything we need to be better, and still we aren't. And I think we should just call it what it is: manifest destiny, and the reality that the races are unable to live together peacefully. That's what Israel and Palestine and everybody who's being silent and everybody who's being loud, everyone who has decided to not take a stance, it has taught me so much about integration globally and where people like need to be. It's fascinating, man. It's fascinating, really. I wonder. I wonder. Not where do we go from here, but I just want to highlight, because this happened today, I want to amplify the conversation, and I want to reintroduce some of my old content that also discusses these topics, just so you go watch those affiliate videos. And I think one thing that I'll do as I continue to move this channel forward is do a better job of like clustering my videos on particular topics and then clipping in things that I said, things that I watched on particular days, so that it like makes sense. Yeah.